This is the story of a father in Texas whose 17-year-old daughter was in emergency surgery, and the hospital told him he didn't belong. Marcus slid his ID across the desk. "I'm her father." The receptionist pushed it back without touching it. "The family room's full. You'll have to wait outside." Before he could answer, everything changed. This is how it all started. Marcus walked into the hospital waiting room just after dawn. His shirt was wrinkled from a night shift at the plant. His daughter was upstairs, fighting for her life after a car accident. She was 17. The receptionist didn't look up right away. When she finally did, her smile was tight. "Visiting hours start later," she said. Marcus frowned. "I'll stand then." Her hand hovered near the phone. "Sir, you're not understanding me." A man in the row of chairs spoke without turning his head. His shirt was pressed, tie knotted clean. "Some of us are actually family. Let the man follow the rules." Marcus turned toward him, surprised. He hadn't expected another voice against him. He held his tongue, jaw tight. The receptionist whispered into the phone. He heard the words security and non-compliant. A nurse walking by slowed. She was young, hair pulled back, a folder tucked to her chest. She looked at Marcus, then looked again. Her eyes widened. "You worked at Wexler Steel," she said quietly. "Assembly line, third shift. I remember you." The receptionist shot her a sharp look. "Do you know this man?" The nurse hesitated. Her lips pressed together. She nodded slightly, but her voice stayed low. "He was one of the good ones. Helped me get through training. Stayed late so I wouldn't walk to my car alone." The receptionist stiffened. "That's not relevant." The nurse looked down, torn between speaking and staying in her lane. The man in the tie folded his arms. "Look, rules are rules. If they say the room's full, it's full." Marcus stayed where he was. His shoulders were squared, his eyes on the door that led to the surgical floor. He didn't argue. He didn't raise his voice. Two security guards appeared in the hall, radios clipped to their belts. The nurse stepped back. The receptionist leaned forward, satisfied. The man in the tie smirked faintly, as if the scene confirmed something he'd believed all along. Marcus stayed rooted. He said nothing, but everyone in the room could see what was coming next. The guards stepped closer. One was tall and lean, the other stocky with a shaved head. Their steps were heavy against the floor. "Sir, we need you to come with us," the tall one said. His voice was flat, rehearsed. "My daughter's in surgery upstairs. I'll be here when she comes out." The shorter guard snorted. "You can wait in the lobby, not in here." A few people in the room shifted uncomfortably. Chairs creaked. Someone coughed to fill the silence. Marcus pulled a folded admission slip from his pocket. He placed it on the desk in front of the receptionist. "It says right here, family waiting." The receptionist didn't pick it up. She said, "We've already explained this." The stocky guard leaned closer. "You're making this harder than it needs to be." His tone sharpened, like the words carried more meaning than procedure. Then he muttered, almost under his breath, "Troublemakers always do." Marcus heard it. The woman with the lawyer's eyes in the corner heard it too. She set down her coffee cup and spoke, her voice clear enough for the room. "Did you just call him a troublemaker?" The guard's jaw tightened. He didn't answer. She stood up. "My name is Rachel Klein. I'm an attorney. If you lay a hand on this man without cause, I will make sure the record shows it." The guards faltered. Their eyes flicked to each other, then to the receptionist. The air shifted. The receptionist straightened in her chair, flustered but stubborn. "Ma'am, please stay out of this. This is hospital policy." Rachel folded her arms. "Then show me the policy." The guard's radio crackled softly, but he didn't reach for it. The room was watching too closely now. A new voice cut in from the doorway. "What's going on here?" A man in a gray suit entered. His badge read, "Administrator." His shoes clicked against the tile. He carried authority the way some men carry a weapon, visible without being raised. The receptionist looked relieved. "Mr. Harlan, thank goodness. This man refuses to leave. He says he's family, but we're at capacity." The administrator's eyes swept over Marcus. He paused just long enough for his silence to feel deliberate. Then he said, "We have rules here. If you won't follow them, you will regret it." The room hushed. Even the guards went still. Rachel stepped forward. "Excuse me, are you threatening him?" The administrator didn't look at her. His eyes stayed locked on Marcus. Marcus held his gaze, calm but unflinching. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. The nurse earlier shifted nervously near the wall. Her folder clutched tight. She opened her mouth as if to say something, then closed it again. The administrator didn't blink. His eyes stayed fixed on Marcus, cold and steady. "You've been told twice. This is the last time." The guards shifted their weight, waiting for a signal. Rachel lifted her chin. "If you lay a finger on him, you're opening yourself and this hospital to a lawsuit. You understand that?" The administrator turned slowly toward her. His smile was thin. "And you are?" "An attorney," she said, "one who's not afraid to act." His smile faded. He looked back at Marcus. "I don't care who defends you. You don't belong here." Marcus let the silence settle before he answered. His voice was quiet, but sharp. "Funny thing, you used my name a moment ago." The administrator's face flickered. "Excuse me? You called me Mr. Grant. Nobody here introduced me. How do you know my name?" The receptionist stiffened. The guards glanced at each other, confused. The room grew still. Rachel's eyes narrowed. "That's a good question." The administrator's jaw worked. I saw it on the paper he dropped." "No, that paper's been on the desk this whole time. You never touched it." A ripple ran through the waiting room. Someone muttered, "He's right." The administrator's face tightened. He opened his mouth, but before he could speak, another voice rose from the back. "I'd like to know the answer too." A tall man in a dark blazer stood. Until now he had been silent, seated by the window with a clipboard on his knee. He held up a small leather folder. Inside was a federal badge. "Daniel Ross, U.S. Department of Health and Human Resources, Office for Civil Rights. I've been assigned to monitor this hospital after repeated complaints. I've been sitting here an hour, watching." The room erupted in whispers. The guards froze. The receptionist's face drained of color. Ross stepped into the aisle. His voice carried a calm weight. "Mr. Harlan, would you like to explain why you recognized this man before he said a word, or why you threatened him in front of 20 witnesses?" The administrator's mouth opened and closed. He stammered, "This is being blown out of proportion." "No, this is exactly the proportion it deserves." He turned to the guards. "Step back." They obeyed, though reluctantly, their authority punctured by the badge in Ross's hand. Rachel let out a breath she had been holding. She glanced at Marcus, her eyes steady. The nurse, still near the wall, finally found her voice. "He knows him," she said, her words trembling but clear.
"That's why. He used to run Wexler Steel. He was the one who shut it down. Half the workers lost their jobs overnight, including him." She pointed at Marcus. Gasps rippled across the room. Marcus didn't move. His expression stayed calm, but the truth landed like a heavy stone. Ross turned back to Harlan. "Is that correct?" The administrator's face darkened. His polished voice cracked for the first time. "I don't have to explain myself to you." Ross's voice dropped, low and measured. "Oh, you will." All eyes shifted back to Marcus. He hadn't raised his voice. He hadn't shifted his stance. He simply said, "My daughter is upstairs. When she wakes up, I'll be here." No one answered. The weight of the room pressed down on the administrator. The guards looked away. The receptionist sat frozen, her fingers gripping the edge of the desk. The door at the far end swung open. A surgeon stepped in, mask pulled down, gloves dangling in one hand. His scrubs were streaked with sweat. "Family of Lena Grant?" he called. Marcus straightened. His chest rose once, then stilled. "She's stable," the surgeon said. "The surgery went well. She'll be in recovery soon." Relief spread through Marcus's shoulders. He closed his eyes for a second, letting it wash over him. But the room was still heavy. The surgeon left. The silence stayed. Ross held his badge high. "I'm making this official. I've already received complaints about this receptionist and this administrator. What I witnessed today is more than enough to open a full investigation." The receptionist's lips trembled. This is a misunderstanding." "No, it's a pattern, and it ends here." Harlan bristled. "You have no right to interfere in hospital operations." Ross faced him unshaken. "Federal law gives me every right." The guard stepped back again, unsure what to do. The nurse spoke up, her voice firmer this time. "It's true. He ran Wexler Steel into the ground, did it on purpose, and the people it hurt most looked like him." She gestured at Marcus. "He cost dozens of families everything, and now here he is trying to throw him out of a waiting room." The crowd murmured louder. The story fit too neatly to ignore. Marcus stayed still. He hadn't asked for allies, but they were appearing one by one. Rachel handed him her card. "You should sue. Don't let this stop with today." Marcus took the card, slid it into his pocket without looking at it. His eyes never left the hallway where his daughter would come through. He finally sat down. For the first time all morning, no one told him to move. No one dared. The administrator clenched his jaw, muttered something under his breath, and stormed toward the exit with the receptionist trailing close behind. The nurse hovered near Marcus. "She'll be awake soon," she said softly. An hour later, a nurse wheeled Lena into the recovery ward. Her eyes were half open, groggy from the anesthesia. Marcus rose and walked beside the bed. She blinked up at him. "You stayed?" He reached for her hand, rough palms against her smaller fingers. "Told you I'd be here." Later, someone asked him why he hadn't shouted when they tried to throw him out, why he hadn't demanded his rights out loud. Marcus shook his head. "My job wasn't to fight with them. My job was to be here when she opened her eyes. Everything else will answer for itself." If you believe stories like Marcus's deserve to be heard, don't stay silent. Hit the like button, share this video, and drop a comment below. And if you want more powerful stories like this one, make sure to subscribe. Watch this one next. Trust me, you're not ready for what happens.